Those ones you got to divide by 10, or multiply by 10, excuse me. You got to multiply by 10 if it's reported in 1,000 cubic feet instead of 100 cubic feet. So this number is going to be, just in units. If I'm using heating oil, I could just say that, I'm using 200 gallons here. So you could just put the numbers in here for the monthly usage figures. I'm doing heating oil here. A little bit there. We don't use any in July and August. We start using it again in September. So it'll give me my annual total fuel usage. If I have a utility allowance, we could put this in here for light. If there's a utility allowance, you could put that amount in there. But once I'm done inputting that, so you can either put in, fuel usage, or you can put in dollar usage, either way. And I can save that record. And now I'll can go over to my family record. Now the family record is only used if you actually do have detailed family demographic information. You'll only use the family record here if you actually have detailed information about the family or actually the residents of the home. If you don't have that detailed information, if you look back at client info, you can gather the household demographic information off of and put it right into the client info. So you can see I've got one occupant declared right now, which is the homeowner or the head of household. But I could put in, how many elderly people are living there, how many disabled, how many children from 0 to 2, 3 to 5, and 6 to 17, which is basically the only information we need to be able to qualify them for the program. So if you don't have the detailed information, you can put the general information on the client info screen right here and save it.
So we don't have to do social security numbers for every member of the household then?
No. You don't have to. If you have them, and you have that kind of detailed information, you can put them in then under the family record. So under the family record, there is a place to put in their social security numbers, but as far as I know, and Debbie and Tony I think have both left, the state is not requiring you to fill that field for each family member for social security.
But we do have to do it for the head of household?
We don't even have to do it for the head of household.
Really?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, I'm the software guy. That's a program question. When Tony and Deb come back, we'll ask them. The system is not requiring me to put that in right now. What I can do is, so I have my head of household here. The gender is right. So I can put in a birthday here. If I put in a birthday of, let's say 11 slash 20 slash 1944. I put that in. I'll see that as soon as I put that birthday in, the over 60 automatically gets checked. So in terms of determining what age group member or family member is, if you put it the birthday, it'll calculate the age, or you can give it the age, either one, whichever you have, whichever is easy for you to put in. Either put in the birthday or put in the age. You generally don't want to put in both. If you put in both, I believe it uses the birthday. You can say whether or not this particular family member is disabled. You say their race, their education, medical insurance. Say they're a veteran, their employment status is, again, unemployed for this person, let's say. Their language, their marital status. So again, these are information that the DOE would like us to record for statistical purposes. And they're not required to qualify a person for the program or not, other than the disability issue. You want to make sure if somebody's disabled, that's put in. So once I put that in, I can save that information, and I get a pop-up notifying me that when I save this information, once I use a family record, I can no longer edit the family info screen. Okay? So that's what this is telling you. Once you use the family record, the household demographics, your ability to put numbers in that section on the household demographics is going to go away. So if I say OK here, and wait for the computer to respond. We don't have the network issues like we did yesterday. And if I go back to the client info screen, you'll notice that those previous fields for occupant, elderly, disabled, children, all of that, these fields are all now grayed out. So they can't be edited anymore. So if you need to change something, you now have to change it through the family record process. Okay? So what we can do here is go back to the family and maybe add another family member. So you click Add, and that'll bring up an empty family screen. You can put in their first name. I forget what we call them. Put in a birthday. They're not disabled. Give them some education information again. And the employment information simply is again, statistical stuff. And now, here's something that happens to me, happens to everyone. I have this form here, okay? If I just start to overtype this form with a new family member, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to overwrite the form, overwrite this family member when I save it. So you've got to remember to hit that Add button to get a blank form. So if I just started entering in information for a new family member here and then hit Save, it's just going to change record number 2. It's just going to change the spousal record to whatever I do. So you've got to remember to hit that Add button to get a new blank form up. And then, you know, again, you can put in the information for, say, a child or something like that. Interesting name. Linkle. And in this case, you know, I could put in the age, you know, maybe it's a 1-year-old. I just put the age in here. And, you know, education is kind of meaningless for a child. Yeah. Unemployment. Marital status. Probably never married. Again, you'll see by putting an age of 1 here, I've already automatically checked the 0 to 2 checkbox. So now when I go back here and save this record, if I go back to my client info, now I'm going to have